And we are back. And we just returned from the theater.
Yes, an actual trip to the theater.
An actual trip to the theater. Shout out to the Epic Theater in Fort Lee, woo, woo, where we saw Five Nights at Freddy's from 2023, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 49 minutes. This is absolutely a PG movie. It's totally for kids. And I need one of my children to explain to me what the hell Five Nights at Freddy's is.
I'm sure Olivia's jumping for joy right now.
Go for it, kid. Go.
Okay, so FNAF is a series of games, and it basically centers around you working the night shift as a security guard for Freddy's Pizzeria.
Freddy
Fazbear.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Yes, I almost forgot his last name.
Okay.
And basically, I'm pretty sure like you want to become like the manager or something, or like the employee of the month, and that's why you stick around. Also, because like you need the job.
That's so lame. Like, get another job.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth this job's worth dying over.
Is that what happens in the game? You could die?
Yes.
How?
Basically, like,
So robots kill you.
You have to sit in you just like sit in the security room, and you have to like check the tablet every once in a while. And like you always have to make sure the doors are like, you always have to like check the doors, because like they have like a battery limit or something on it. And I don't know, but like apparently like you have to like keep the doors open, like check in on it every once in a while, and then like close the doors when the animatronics are coming.
And the animatronics just try to kill you.
Yes, because they think you're the guy that did this to them.
But basically, this is like a parody of Chuck E. Cheese, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The thing that started it all.
So in the game, you're the security guard who has to, I guess, last the night.
Yeah.
But these things want to kill you.
Yeah, you have to like survive till 6. That's when your night shift ends or something like that. I think it's like 6.
And what can you do to protect yourself? Can you do anything? Can you just lock yourself in that room, or no?
Well, the doors have like a battery limit on it, so you have to keep the doors open. But like when they start coming, like you have to close the doors on them. But I think they could break down the doors. Maybe I'm not sure. After a while, the doors open.
And then you get brutally murdered.
Yep.
Is the game super violent, or?
Is it graphic? Is there a lot of blood and gore shooting everywhere?
No.
Okay.
But like I'm pretty sure like when you die, like it's like the animatronic comes close enough to you, like gives you a jump scare, and like your screen turns static and just like retry the night or something like that.
This came out like during the time that there seemed to be a lot of games where you were just like hiding from something. I remember you were like fascinated with some sort of game called Granny or something, where like an old lady would try and either kill you or put you to bed or something like that.
Those two things are vastly different.
She didn't try to put you to bed.
Or kill you.
No, Granny did try to kill you. Granny was some old lady possessed by like a demon or something. And I think she like hits you with her car or something, and then takes you to her house.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
She chases you around the bat. The graphics are like, oh my god, the game is just.
But you can set her on fire.
But they were all roughly the same thing. It's like survive against something that's hunting you.
Yeah.
So you've seen you were a fan of the video game, and now you've seen the movie. What do you think? Did they do a good job?
Yes, although it's not accurate to the lore.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they had to take some liberties.
Take some liberties, right?
You only got an hour and a
You
half.
have to.
Well, this was an hour and 49 minutes, so almost 2 hours. But I think I thought the story itself moved fairly well. All right, so I'm gonna briefly. In this film, Mike, played by Josh Hutcherson, is a young man who's taking care of his sister, Abby, Piper Rubio, and he's also battling some demons and some
mental health issues.
Mental health and some guilt from something that happened a while back.
Many
a traumatic past event.
Exactly. So, and both his parents are gone, and he's just fighting to survive. He's trying to make it to the next day. with the added responsibility of basically being a parent to his little sister. And in the beginning, he has a job. Where does he have a job?
He was a security guard
guard
at a mall, and he attacked somebody or who he thought was doing something wrong.
bad, right?
But no, it
wasn't that.
Not that. It was just
Something
because
else.
he's, paranoid about that kind of thing.
Situation, right? Okay. So then, fast forward, he goes to a job placement agency where he meets this guy played by Matthew Lillard. Sorry, what did I just call him?
Dillard.
Matthew Lillard.
Shaggy.
He probably doesn't have to work another day in his life.
God bless him. Yeah.
God bless him. And he then tells him about an overnight job. Mike says no, but then you come to find out that Mike's aunt, played by Mary Stuart Masterson,
Yeah.
who I haven't seen in
was it?
years.
Sticks or whatever from
Watts from
Watts.
Some Kind of
That's right,
Wonderful.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
That girl?
That's her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Many years ago.
Many years ago.
Many years ago.
She was much more likable and
Some Kind of Wonderful. Absolutely. Yeah. She was a rag in this. Wow.
She was amping up the evil aunt or whatever.
Yeah.
evil old bag.
Evil old bag. Absolutely.
You old hag.
And so Mike is forced to take this overnight job, and he goes to a place called Freddy's Fazbear Pizzeria. Wait, what did I call it? Wait,
Freddy
Fazbear?
Fazbear.
Wait, no, it's Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah.
Fazbear.
She's literally a bear.
Fazbear,
Freddy Fazbear's
Bear's Pizza. Which is a parody of the Chuck E. Cheese, which is basically the gateway to hell for any parent. And from here, he has kind of a weird experience, I think, his first night.
Well, he's sort of like he wants to. He's had this traumatic experience in his life, and he's trying to remember details of it. And he believes that people remember everything that they see. And he's reading these books about dreams, and what he's trying to do is remember that day where the traumatic event occurred, and remember details, and hopefully find some sort of pivotal detail that'll give him, I guess, the closure and the justice that he's looking for. And when he spends the night in this place, the dreams are especially vivid.
Yeah.
And there's new things happening, whereas before it was always the same thing over and over again. Basically, he was just spinning wheels in this whole dream quest of his. But this time, something new happens.
Right.
And so he keeps going back to this, even though this job is kind of miserable, even though it's creepy as hell. He goes back. He's trying to get things done. As we say, hijinks ensue.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. G, I'm going to start with you. Without giving spoilers, what did you think about the film? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it?
I wasn't really a fan, to be honest.
No?
Nope.
How did it fall short for you?
I don't know. I'm kind of like biased because I just don't like the franchise, the whole games and whatnot. I think they're stupid and I don't like them in the slightest.
All right, fair enough.
And this movie, this, even though, obviously it's different than the video game, but the story of the movie just didn't do anything for you.
No, even if this wasn't about Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't think I'd really be into it because I don't really care about movies such as these with this movie was weird.
What was weird about it?
I'm just like thinking of it like the whole thing was just dumb. Like you have giant robots and then like they're doing things that I feel are not befitting of such creatures.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
What? Them not befitting of a giant robot?
No!
Well, I think that, like, so I didn't dislike the movie. I I don't know anything about the games. I've never played them. I don't know anything about the games. But this was better than I expected it to be. And I think that where you lose me is the whole overnight job. Because if you're a guy by yourself, fine. But you're taking care of your younger sister, right? So you should be working when she's going to school, kind of thing. Like, go get yourself a job at the Home Depot or McDonald's.
That doesn't exist, Mommy.
What do you mean that doesn't exist? That exists everywhere.
Home Depot probably wasn't very popular back
probably
then.
like a 90s, 80s equivalent to that.
Yeah, this film takes place during the 90s.
I was going to say, that was another thing. I couldn't really tell, but it felt more 90s, right?
Definitely. I mean, look at the televisions, no flat screens.
Also the phones.
The phones,
We have
no
like a little-
smartphones.
On the wall, took it away. There's a little wire cord, the little spirally cord.
Look how our
Nokia.
kids describe phones.
Yeah.
Like, there's some foreign thing I've never seen before.
A phone with a cord on it.
That's
I
humanity.
think I've seen like one of those I've seen like 2 of those in my life.
Grandma's house, right?
At her house.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. Wait, no, yeah, 3.
I think so.
I like the clear ones.
Tisha? No.
No, she doesn't have one of those.
No, Tisha has like a normal phone.
I think one of the films and one of the phones was like rotary too, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Grandma has old phones.
She does.
I like the clear phones, like the ones from like the 80s, or like they were
Those
clear
are
and you
so
can see
ugly.
the
I
inside.
hate those.
I
I'm
thought
so
they looked
glad that
fancy.
I'm so glad that those have been just like universally agreed to never use ever again.
Yeah, but I thought they
You
were
know
pretty.
what? I bet you if somebody has
they're
one, they
colorful.
could fetch a decent price for that.
They probably could, but I
Don't
don't
turn your
understand.
nose up at the vintage.
I don't
girl.
understand
Yeah.
why, because they're literally the ugliest things I've ever seen.
I don't know about ugliest.
They literally look like you could buy them for like 5 cents today.
You are harsh, dude. 5 cents. They ain't nothing for 5 cents, girl. We going through a recession. What
All
you
right,
talking
let's get back to the task at hand here.
So the task
Yeah,
at
Five
hand
Nights
is
at
Five
Freddy's.
Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna go to you then. What did you think?
$2,000.
I thought it was okay. Yeah, it was better than I was expecting it to be, but I was really expecting it to be absolutely terrible. I'm used to. I mean, video game adaptations have gotten better.
Yeah, they can be hit or
But
miss.
I had to wade through a lot of garbage to reach this level of video game adaptation. I mean, I watched the first Mortal Kombat movie. Oh my God, that was terrible. The first Mario Brothers movie.
The latest
Awful.
Mario movie was nice.
Yeah, but I'm talking like the Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
And you say that like I know who those people are.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins before you were born.
Basically,
It's like World War II.
I was I'm still conditioned to really not have high hopes for video game adaptations as far as movies go.
This wasn't bad though.
But this wasn't bad. I mean, I got to be honest. Recently, they've been doing a good job doing video game adaptations. As far as movies goes, I mean, Sonic was shockingly good.
Sonic is shockingly good.
I
yeah.
thought that was gonna. I mean, especially when they revealed ugly Sonic, in
Oh
that
my
trailer.
God.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
The Mario
Creature
Brothers,
of
the Mario
Nightmares.
Brothers movie was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm sure Barbie's not really a video game, but Barbie was excellent. But so I'm just conditioned to think it's all going to be absolutely terrible. But this was okay. I would say, probably like most of, I guess what you call like the second act of the movie was just kind of a drag. Mm-hmm. There was a bit in there where it was just sort of like, yeah, everything's happy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, come on, just get on with it.
Yeah.
Get freaking on with it. There was probably only one, I would say, one kill that was, I guess, violent, where you almost see something. It's a silhouette, but you get a clear impression of what's happening to a human body there.
When,
Wait, you mean the?
That one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What else? I mean, I know nothing. I know nothing about the lore, as Olivia stated. I don't know anything about it. So that was all new to me, and I had nothing to really gripe about. I mean, I've heard people complaining, like, "Oh, they made changes." Yeah, shut up. Things are gonna change. It's an adaptation. Stop.
Directing that at you.
I wasn't directing that at you. I'm just saying that a lot of people seriously get bent out of shape by
about
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's an adaptation. It's
Yeah.
never
And it's in a
going to
different
be the
medium.
exact same thing.
Yeah. It's
They have to do. They're trying to make money. They're like, oh, it should have been rated R. No, you can't have this be rated R.
Right.
This is a video game that was like little kids were playing it.
Right.
Yeah,
You're not going to
see.
see it's not
At
going to
10
be like
o'clock at
Reanimator
night.
where
Yeah,
there's
for
like
real.
Oh my
organs
gosh.
flying everywhere and boobs and whatever. It's not that type of movie. Just if you're upset that it's not rated R, grow the hell up. But overall, I thought it was okay.
I also want to address the fact that we went to the 7:45 show and there were children younger than mine going to the 10 o'clock show on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
What the hell, America?
They had
Isn't there school on Mondays?
They had to see it.
Yep.
They had to see a mother.
Their mothers might have let them skip school the next day. They could have been like, Mama, let me skip school.
Did everybody give their opinion?
Oh, I was going to say that this was better. I, too, agree that it was better than I expected it to be. This is way better than Bingo Hell.
You got to stop judging things against Bingo Hell.
It's a Blumhouse movie, and this is also a Blumhouse movie, isn't it?
This has nothing
It
on
is.
Totally Killer, though.
No,
That's
I like
also
that
Totally
better.
Killer was
right?
a way better movie.
Yeah.
than this.
Yeah, and that's Blumhouse too. I mean, kudos to Blumhouse for seriously taking horror and just running with it.
Either
I mean,
butchering
it's like,
it or making something
No,
good.
no, I think that they do, they run the range. Like, some stories are scarier. Some of their movies are a little bit scarier. This obviously had to appeal to a younger an audience. I would say, 11 and up?
Yeah, that's
I
probably
think that's,
that's
the
probably
range.
decent. I mean,
Yeah.
there, like I said, there are. I guess
implied
you would.
violence.
Yeah, there's implied violence. People get bit by a weird looking cupcake thing. There are implications that people are dying in horrible ways, but you don't actually see it.
Yeah. And then there's, I guess, the lore of how this happened, and there's a character involved in nefarious stuff, but you don't see any of that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say kudos. I mean, opening box office, according to IMDb, is $80 million from a $20 million budget. So
And that was just
that was just US and Canada. I think so far the worldwide gross is something like $152 million.
That's crazy.
So from a $20 million investment, that is a great return on investment.
Expect to see more of this.
Yeah. I'm sure they're planning a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4 and a part 5 and a part 6 at this point. I wonder if they'll keep it with the Mike character, or do they swap him out? Because that would be interesting, sort of like a video game.
Well, ask the person who knows all the lore. What are the sequels?
Spoilers.
Okay, let's say okay.
Spoilers.
No, I'm saying the games.
Well, let's just do our numbers and we'll get the spoilers.
All right.
So this way
Yeah.
we can talk.
All
more
right,
freely.
so I didn't get your, or do you want to add later? Should we just do numbers
I'll
and
say
then?
my opinion.
And you
Yeah.
want to say your opinion, or
Yeah.
do you
just
want to
give
wait?
numbers now, and then we'll talk about
All right.
spoilers.
I'm gonna go around the table and get numbers. I'm gonna start with you.
No, start with Olive first.
No, you.
No, start with Olive first.
You need to start with Olivia first.
All right, Olive. 1 to 10. What would you give this movie?
9.
A 9. G.
Maybe a 5.
5.
I'd give this a 6.
I would give it a 7. I think it's better than average.
I thought it was okay. 7 to me is good. 6 is just.
Would
okay.
you put this movie sort of in that Goosebumps kind of level of, I guess, quote unquote horror?
Compare it to the actual Goosebumps movie that came out?
Or any of those properties.
I would say
'Cause I think
it's on that same level as far as scares go. But I don't really remember that Goosebumps movie very well. I don't think I've seen the whole thing in its entirety, but I do remember thinking that that just seemed a little bit more polished.
Oh, okay.
It seemed like it was a better story. So If I did see it, I would probably have given it a higher mark than this.
No. Okay.
This, I mean, I'm not saying this is bad. Please don't think that a 6 is bad. 6 is okay.
I didn't say a 6 was bad.
Okay, it's okay.
All
You
right.
know, I wouldn't. If you said you want to go see it again, no. If
But
it
if
was
it's
if it
playing
was
on
on television,
cable?
if it was on cable, and somebody felt like watching it and nothing else was available, yeah, I would watch it again.
Okay. But in comparison to Totally Killer,
This is nowhere near as good as Totally Killer.
right? Agreed. What about Original Halloween, which we also just watched?
It's not as good as original Halloween.
It's not, huh?
Original Halloween's great.
Is that right?
It's not as good as the second one.
That
but
kid got brutally murdered.
that
the way you
scene-
all laugh is just atrocious. Atrocious.
That when that scene happened, that was like the hardest I'd laughed in like 3 years. Like
Terrible.
I actually
Terrible.
I hadn't laughed like that for so long. It was
I want to
great.
say I saw that in the theater, and that didn't make me laugh.
You didn't laugh at when Reagan pukes on the
No. You're
what's his name in The
ridiculous.
Exorcist?
Every time that scene comes on,
It's
you
hilarious.
Laugh and laugh and laugh.
or David Warner getting his
Remember-
head chopped off in the
Or
arm.
Louisa in Persuasion.
Oh my
Or
God.
the kid named Christmas when his father died.
Oh, you kids.
You kids laughed.
we were horrified. We were like, oh my God, this is terrible. And you
And
kids
you
are
guys couldn't
laughing as
stop
this guy
laughing.
watches his dad plunge to his death.
He deserved it.
Why? He was a good
Served
dad.
it.
He sold it out.
Terrible.
I honestly don't remember a thing about that movie. I don't know why I laughed. I don't remember, but anytime I think of it, it makes me giggle a little bit.
All right, so I said 6. You said
5. There was a
5.
9, and
Mom
then
said 7, and Olive said
9.
9. Okay.
All right.
Are we gonna talk to spoilers?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Okay, so
All right. So I guess if
Have at
you
it.
don't want to hear
Yeah.
spoilers, tune away. But if you want to deep dive a little bit with us, stick around.
Oh my God, this was the best movie ever.
Why?
Because it was so good.
what made it good?
For killing for FNAF, I'd say it's pretty accurate. Because in the games, they don't really like show anything really gruesome.
Okay. And what were you saying as far as like stuff that was different? What was different?
The lore.
So yes, the lore was different. So in the actual thing, his name was William, right?
Yeah.
William Afton had 3 children actually, and they all died sadly.
Who's William Aston?
Aston.
Afton?
Yeah, didn't I say that?
Afton.
It's Afton.
Afton.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
F.
Who is William
AKA
Afton?
Springtrap, or I think that's what you call him.
Shaggy.
Oh, okay. So in this film, he is the yellow
Yeah,
rabbit.
Springtrap.
That's the yellow rabbit's name. They
Yeah,
never
I think
said
so.
that. They never said that.
Springtrap.
Okay.
And so in the story, he had 3 children. I think one of them was actually named Michael. One was one was named, the middle child was like Elizabeth or something. I'm pretty sure she was actually his favorite because he built like an entire animatronic just based on her. And then there was another child. He always cried, so I don't really know his name actually. They just
I
calls
don't
him
know why I
Crying
said
Child.
I read an article, or I read like a sentence of the article or something, and it said that my character in this film is not true to the games because this character is actually his son in the games. Mike Schmid. What the hell was his last name?
I don't remember.
Who the hell knows?
Who cares? Mike was originally his son.
Interesting.
Is what I read.
What about Abby?
Abby is not mentioned in the article.
What about Vanessa?
She is mentioned.
Oh,
in the article,
Vanessa
but, I didn't read
is
that.
she's from Security Breach. She's the security guard in the
She's in the game?
fancy 80s version of FNAF.
Is she in the game?
Yeah, she's in the game. She's like a security guard, but Springtrap possessed her through like an Oculus kind of looking thing to make her kill children, of course.
Good night.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Because that's
So she in the game, she's not related to him at all.
no, not at all.
okay.
She's just something that she uses
Okay.
to
But Vanessa's from the
So
80s.
in the game, is Afton?
William Afton.
Is he alive in the game, or is he just like a evil spirit in the game?
In the game, Spirit Trap's like, no, he's like dead, my man. There's like a dead corpse in that thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think. Wait, no, maybe it wasn't. Cause like I think in the second game you play as his youngest child in the second game. So like I forgot when he dies, but yeah, he does get murdered by the animatronics because they hate him.
Wait, who does? Child or
Afton.
Afton? Okay.
Afton gets brutally murdered by like his own creation.
So he made those, the chick and the Foxy and the...
Yeah, he basically, I don't know, he's probably like mentally ill or something, but he just like took a bunch of children, he rounded them in a room, and then he just murdered them. And then...
For no reason?
I don't know why he murdered them. He's mentally ill or something. I don't know what's his problem.
And then he shoved their parts inside of robot bodies.
Yeah, and then he took, since he knew the parents were gonna try and look for their children, they would be upset and they'd call the police, and the police would search, but they would never think to search in the animatronic bodies. So that's where he like shoved them in.
Oh, wasn't that a line in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who says it, Vanessa?
Vanessa, yes.
I believe so, yeah.
So he put them all inside the animatronic bodies. And maybe before this, I think his Elizabeth died, his favorite child. Died. Because she was, or maybe it wasn't. Like, I think he like killed the children, and then like Elizabeth died, and then because like I think one of them like may have possessed like an animatronic, and it grabbed her, and then it pulled her inside the animatronic, so she was killed. And like I'm pretty sure the youngest child witnessed this, and he's like, "Holy crap!" And then like after Elizabeth's death, nothing was the same, and the second child died because of the eldest child, because the eldest child put the youngest child's head into one of the animatronics, and the animatronic bit down on his head and killed him.
Ooh.
And so there's only the oldest child left. And then I think around that time, Afton died because he was murdered by them. And then like the eldest child grew up to be the exact same as his father, I think. Either that or like he's the one you're playing and like he's just like going around.
And this is all in the first game?
No, I think this
all
is
right,
just...
you know what? Don't talk about it because these could be spoilers for future movies. So let's we don't
Nobody's gonna remember this.
We don't need any of this backstory either. I just wanted to know what was different from this movie to the game that it's based on.
That was different.
That was it?
Yeah, that was different. That was
okay, so then that's all there is there. Is there anything that you thought that in the movie that was like you like that it was added in there that made it better?
I mean, everything was kind of really the same besides the
the Vanessa thing.
Yeah.
And all that.
But I did like that the animatronics were a lot more friendlier, I guess.
Yeah, there was that whole bit in the middle where they were they're building
friends.
like forts and they're all happy and friendly and
with Abby.
Listen, that's one of my gripes.
That's one of your gripes. Why is it one of your gripes?
Because these things are vengeful, dead children in giant, however many pounds, tons, animatronic bodies. They can like pick up multiple grown men, kill people,
Rip them apart.
Exactly, and they're frolicking around with some weird little kid, building forts with some lady and the stinky little kid's older brother. And that's not what they should be doing.
Well, I was going to say, the scenes... Okay, so there are... What are we going to say? Scenes of intense peril and whatnot and implied violence. But I have to say, the scenes where you sort of see them like sort of in the dark just moving... Mm-hmm. Like, that
terrifying.
was creepy. Yeah, that was creepy to me.
No, they did a good job. I think they did a good job when the creatures are like menacing. But I am 100% on board with G because I mentioned there was a part in the film where it just dragged, and that was it. I was just like, what the hell is going on? Why?
Yeah, the pacing.
How are any of these people comfortable hanging out with these these killing machines. They have murdered people.
Well, also, hold on. Before you get it. Why are you talking all the way there? Just don't even try at that point. Anyway, listen, before we get into anything else. Also, Olivia, come here. I need your FNAF expert level input here. I have a question because are these creatures covered in like fur or like a material akin to fur, like fuzzy things?
Furries.
Something like that. Are they just metal all over?
I'm pretty sure they're just metal all over, and that's what like makes them so strong.
Okay, because I was about to say, so like I don't know why I thought they'd be covered in like fur or something. I didn't know that they would stink. Oh my God, they'd be moldy and disgusting, and those people would be like hugging up on them like Abby. Would be like, oh my God,
No, I think they were metal things covered in fur because.
I think they might have been a little.
Because
furry.
the fox,
I need to look at another,
the one that's a fox, lost most of its fur. You see that it's just basically the only thing that still had fur on that thing was its head and one of its arms. I think the rest of it was just metal.
Yeah, it's got its like metal legs hanging out and everything.
Well, that's his exoskeleton.
You mean inner skeleton?
That's just this. Yeah, that's just his robot body. But originally he would be covered basically with a suit, like one of the Chuck E. Cheese characters. That's what made the Chuck E. Cheese characters disturbing. Was that you'd be sitting there eating pizza and there would be just this awkwardly jerking robot dancing in front of you, singing some stupid song with the Showtime band. Jasper T. Jowls and Chuck E. Cheese and all of them.
You don't need to go too deep into that, Dad. No one wants to hear about a creepy Chuck E. Cheese.
I'm looking at an image of them, and they're stained. But I don't think that there's fur. They just look like they have probably like plastic covering them.
Or probably like felt. Like some kind of thin.
Like very short fur.
I seem like those
basically
disgusting.
They look like high school like mascots. Yeah.
So it's
and
she's right. They probably would
fabric.
stink. They would be moldy.
And that kid's rubbing her face on the molds.
And not only that, they're murdering people. There would be blood stains all over them.
But they didn't know that. Like Mike and Abby didn't know that they were murdering. I mean, to Abby, they were her friends.
Wait, if you think
Vanessa
about that,
knew. Vanessa knew they were killing people.
Maybe
and
knew, but
she let Abby get on near them and like play around with. Oh my God. Okay. Another one of my gripes.
Then she turns to Mike and is like,
Another
if you
one
bring
of
her
my
here
gripes.
again, I'll kill you myself.
That's something I didn't like. Another one of my gripes is Vanessa. Literally go kill yourself. What was wrong with her?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, that was loud. But oh my God, she waltzes in up to the play place like you're bleeding, you know that like from the very beginning. I don't know if I was missing context or something, but she was so goddamn familiar with this guy. Like, what are you doing? Like, she's just like, let me come in there and patch you up. Like, what? Like, you could act like a normal person, but I don't know if she was, if it was just me. But I don't know. I didn't like how she just like immediately acted like they were close. And that line you just said, like the thing that like made me think she was acting all familiar, was she's like, if you bring Abby here again, I'll kill you. Yeah. Like, or I'll shoot you. Yeah. Like, you met this guy 2 days ago, and you're threatening to kill him.
Well, I felt like I don't know if it was like some tacked on romance. It seemed like that in the beginning. But then I don't know like how it chemistry. Ends. Yeah.
They didn't have any chemistry as far as I could like. And he's trying to be like, I think it's like one of the scenes. He's like, oh yeah, in the scene where they're building the fort and being all friendship and stupid. Like, he's like, Vanessa, I think we should set up some ground rules. And she turns away from him and she's like, I think I could find blankets somewhere. And then there's just the constant, like, they go in the closet or something, and then he's just like, Vanessa, what do you know that I don't? And she's like, I can't tell you or something. She's annoying about it. Like, go away. She's so stupid.
I must admit, she is kind of annoying, though, because, like, if she saw him bring Abby there in the first place, the first thing she should have done is get that child the hell out of there.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah, because she knows what's going on.
She knows what's happening. She sees the kid there. Instead of, like I just said, Mike's like, let's set up ground rules. Instead of going along with Mike to ensure Abby's safety next to these killing machines, which she knows before even he knows that they're killing machines, she's like, let's play together, endearing Abby further to these things. And then she acts like it's Mike's fault. Like, if you bring her here again, I'll shoot you. Like, you're encouraging this, but you're encouraging this kid to want to come here by being like, let's all play together and be friends. You know these things are killers, and you know your dad is evil. So get this kid out of here. You're making this like a safe place when it's the most dangerous place for this child to be.
And she's allegedly a police officer who's there to
Not
protect
a very
and serve.
good police officer.
She should have turned her dad in.
And I'm pretty sure they were setting that up to be some sort of romance. Mm-hmm. Because if Mike was a fat old guy, she would have let him just die. And you know where I know that? Because the first security guard was a fat old guy. And where was Vanessa when he was being hunted and killed?
Frolicking around, not being
She
a
probably
police officer.
Visited him once, got a good look at him, and was just like, all right, I'll see you later, buddy. Good luck.
Oh yeah, and then she
did say that nobody
shows
lasted in that
Yeah,
position.
she know that all the security guards are brutally
She's
murdered.
like, they all quit. Like,
They all
I know
died.
you know what's going on there, you little fool.
And it wasn't
And
even
she
like
has the
they were
nerve to be
hiding the
like, they all quit.
it wasn't even like they were hiding the bodies. First of all, that place should have stunk like death.
It literally
Because
should. There should have been blood everywhere.
when they find the bodies
They
of the
4 people.
Yeah, when they find the bodies of the babysitter and her brother and those two
little
other guys,
cronies.
they're just laying there on the
Yeah,
floor.
he just stumbles across them.
They should have been covered with flies and maggots, and the human bodies start decomposing rapidly when they die.
Also, there's the whole every muscle relaxes, so there should have been.
Oh yeah, there
rapid
should have been
piss
feces.
everywhere.
Maybe they do a good job of cleaning up.
I think cleaning up is the least of their worries.
I don't think The only person who cleaned that place was Mike.
Yeah, but he wasn't really doing a good job.
They
sleeping
did,
on the
though. He
job.
did do a good job when they messed the whole place up. It looked better than when it was before.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. I didn't see. All I know was that he was sleeping on the job.
They did clean the place up though, because there's a bloody handprint on the door and it disappeared along with the rest of the blood.
Yeah.
So they must have cleaned.
So they must clean only the obvious bits, but I know they dragged those bodies to the back and just like threw them against the wall. Probably. I know that they weren't.
Maybe
like,
they use
okay,
air
guys,
fresheners.
I bet there's not a single air freshener there.
I guess there's a lot of disbelief that needs to be suspended.
I
for
guess
this.
it's like way too.
Yeah.
I guess it's like way too dusty or something down there to like not make. Or maybe they just like get rid of the bodies eventually.
Also, much like Roadhouse, where is the police department?
Yeah,
Why aren't they
Vanessa
called
was
in?
like the sole officer there.
Yeah, and she's in on it.
Yeah, she is. What the hell's wrong? I don't like Vanessa, guys. She's a police officer, and she's just letting her dad waltz around hiring people at his creepy pizzeria and being like, oh, they all quit. Literally, go away.
I
Vanessa
mean,
should be banished.
like in the movie, like I guess her father has some type of grip on her, cause she's afraid of him. Like she
mean,
didn't
that
want
could
to
be
go
it, too.
back there.
Yeah, I mean, family relationships could be weird.
Yeah, and even if you know that they're doing something bad, you find it hard
Yeah.
to say anything or do anything because
That's your dad.
right. Although he's not her dad in the movie in the game.
Well, the game doesn't exist in the movie world.
Yeah.
So, anyway, is there anything else to really talk about?
I think like
Go ahead.
you go.
No, you go.
You.
No.
You.
Olivia, just say what you were going to say.
Like, I think if they're ever gonna make a sequel, I think like they should do like the books where it's like more than one story.
Well,
There's FNAF books.
Yeah, there's books. Like, I think of like one book that like some girl in my class was reading. Like, there's like more than one story, so like there's like more people that like worked at the job. Like, I remember there was one story where like this guy was like hearing voices, like these kind of like little children voices, or
I don't know if that's
baby
a
You know what?
voices.
I'm sure
that's a good
they'll.
idea.
I'm sure that
And, like-
they'll base the follow because there will be follow up. This
Yeah.
movie made way too much money for them not to hit that well again.
Yeah, well, like,
There's probably gonna be at least 3 or 4 of these things.
Yeah.
but like in the story, like he's like hearing little baby voices and like things were crawling in his skin, and then eventually like his skin just rips open and like tiny little marionettes come out of his skin. Marionettes, like
Little puppets.
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see that in a future installment of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Maybe. Or
Yeah,
maybe
I mean, I think that this kind of quote unquote horror is good because it's like, it's scary, but it's not too scary, and therefore you can kind of get like a larger audience.
Yeah, I mean they're going to keep it PG-13.
Yeah,
I
for
heard.
sure.
I heard that's what the director, when people were like coming at him with the whole it should have been rated R. He's like, no, it's perfect at PG-13, and it's going to stay there, and all future installments are going to stay there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good market.
Well, you're going to get more people. Parents will be more okay with bringing their kids to see it. Yeah, you'll get a bigger box office. That's for damn sure.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, very rarely do like hard R films rake in that much money. Even the good ones.
I'm still shocked that this movie made as much as it did.
Yeah, like Barbarian was great, but it only made like what? Worldwide, it was like 80 or something.
That's a crime.
Yeah.
Barbarian should have raked in like $1 billion. It was like a jillion times better than Smile.
Yeah, but Smile was one of those hard R movies where it was just like everybody went berserk for it. And I have no idea why.
I really don't know why either. I remember this girl talking.
People
to my,
are weird.
I remember this girl talking to my class, being like, "Yo, Smile was so good."
You know
And I
what?
was like,
I
damn.
mean, okay, so according to IMDb, the box office on Barbarian, the budget was $4.5 million.
That's damn, really.
It's cheap.
Opening
still a
weekend
good movie,
was
though.
$10 million, so it already made double.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a flop.
No, it
but
wasn't a
it
flop.
No,
should've
Barbarian was a
done
successful
better.
movie, but
And the gross
it's not
worldwide
130, yeah.
is 45. So from a $4 million investment to 45, that's
10 times your
pretty
budget.
damn good.
That's like
that's
10 times,
fantastic.
right?
But what I'm saying is, this was rated PG-13,
And it made
130 worldwide on its opening weekend.
Right.
This film is going to be in theaters for at least
Another 2 or 3 weeks.
another. And you know what's even more amazing about the fact that this film made that much money? It's simultaneously streamed on Peacock.
Yes. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up. How the hell?
Yeah, and apparently it did amazing there too.
Numbers too there. So
Yeah.
so that's interesting. You know what? Thank you for bringing that up because I read something about that, and it's funny because sometimes you'll get a movie that like does the theatrical release and then does the streaming, but it doesn't do well. But I think it's just audience taste, right?
Yeah, I mean, usually the argument is, oh, streaming's destroying the box office,
It's not.
and then you bust out with this thing, and it killed at the box office, and it killed on streaming as well. It's nothing makes sense when you
No.
draw. There's no hard and fast rules when it comes to what an audience is going to go
Right.
to. Just roll the dice and pray.
Yeah. So is the FNAF movie this year's Maverick? Is this the thing that saves cinema?
Save
already
cinema.
has.
We'll see.
What did cinema need
we'll see.
saving? What could
Maybe
FNAF save cinema?
you know what?
from?
Maybe FNAF 2 will have Tom Cruise in it.
You know what? I would love to see that.
Tom Cruise fighting the animatronic with his bare fists.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
mean,
They would
And
rip
run
off
it.
his.
He's got to run.
he's dude enough to do it,
They
man.
would rip off his fists and tear off his head and tear him apart and eat his face like pizza.
I don't know.
They would.
Tommy has the backing of Scientology, so
Yeah, what if there's another like Edge of Tomorrow thing? He has like immortality. It's
Exactly.
like some of the FNAF filth juice got on him instead of blood. And anytime they killed him, he'd regenerate or he'd get born again the
I
next
think
day.
he'd probably just
I
get
mean, I
botulism.
bet there's some crazy healing properties in the FNAF dirty juice.
All right, let's wrap this
There
up.
is no FNAF dirty juice.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's just hearing this right now and was like, FNAF dirty juice.
Ew.
No,
Get your
Put that in a
fan fiction
bottle.
going.
I mean,
There you go.
unless
Get
they,
what's his name? One of those poll guys to just slap a label on it and say, "Oh yeah, this is the new energy
unless
drink."
they stuffed him in an animatronic, and you like waited a little time and like let him sit in there, and then just like let his soul take over the animatronic, and then he came back to life. There is no really way to come back from the dead. Well,
Okay.
besides
Fair
getting
enough.
your insides torn out by the scooper.
I'm glad you're putting this much thought into it.
Yeah. But then again, I'm pretty sure the animatronics put some special sauce on that scooper.
There's something special about them robots. Yeah.
Yucky.
Okay, so let's
Do we
wrap
have
this
a-
up.
Do you wait before we leave? Do you have a favorite character in the thing? Oh.
No, I liked Abby.
No, I meant. No,
The little
sorry,
girl?
I should have meant not character. I meant like of the animatronics. Did you have a favorite? Do you like, I guess Freddy or what is it? Chica is the chicken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chica.
Toy Chica.
And who's the fox? It's not Foxy.
It's Foxy.
It is Foxy.
Yeah,
And then-
I like Bonnie, but out of all the animatronics, I like Glamrock Freddy.
who the hell is that?
He was not in this film.
He was not
Yeah,
in this film.
but like out of like all the animatronics, like all Circus Baby, the weird shadow creatures,
Circus Baby.
Circus Baby.
So what is it?
Another
Glam Rock Betty?
Freddy, like Freddy Fazbear, except he has like makeup and roller skates on.
Oh.
Oh, he's like David Bowie or something.
He's just he got the
gay
80s
Freddy.
spin on him. It's just Freddy if he was like a lot skinnier and had the 80s spin on
Wait,
him. Okay,
what? Why is he skinnier?
Cause like I don't know.
Heroin?
Okay,
It's
the new Freddy is just built
Not
different.
in the
Okay?
80s.
The
Heroin
new
was 80s Ozempic.
the new Freddy.
Or Coke? Wasn't it totally killer that lady just walked up to her and was like, "Oh, I haven't even tried Coke yet."
Because remember how they had the exos, the not the exoskeletons, the skeletons, the spring traps on the inside that allowed the person to move around safely, but it could possibly kill them if they made a wrong move.
Backfired.
It was kind of like Glamrock Freddy doesn't have that in him. He just has like a stomach hatch where he like stores like pinatas and birthday cakes in.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So
That
let's.
scene actually, when they showed that reminded me of that. What?
I've been trying to wrap this thing up for the longest time. I think.
Wait! I just keep getting ideas. That scene where you see the inside of the older animatronic, I thought of that documentary, that Action Park one.
Oh God, Class Action Park.
Class Action Park. That's it.
Yeah. It was like, here's $10. Test this. Okay. I don't have fingernails anymore. What happened?
Damn it. I'm surprised that more people didn't die in that amusement park.
Well, I mean, enough did.
Enough to.
Enough did. All right.
All right, and on that note,
Let's wrap it up.
let's wrap it up, and we will bid you all a
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
good night.
FNAF is God.